Okay, so we're setting up for a back bend. We can take an 8-fold blanket, take the long edge and fold it in half. Put that under your heart space crossways. You can do 1 or 2 blankets like that, whatever's most comfortable for your side. And we'll take your arms wide to the sides. So blanket, the top edge of the blanket should come out the top of your armpits. And so the blanket is crossways under your heart, so it should be pushing your lower ribs up. From about the tip of your bottom tip of your shoulder blades. Yeah. And so you can have your legs long, you can put blocks under your thighs for a little bit of a bend in your knee, or you can do reclined cobbler's position with soles of the feet together and knees open like this. So you choose. And make sure your low back feels long. So you don't want your low back to feel jammed up at all. So walking the hips down away from the head can be helpful. And once you're comfortable, you'll start to dive into the breath. You can always blow out your lips to start, to release pressure and tension out of the body. Slow your breath down. Soften your body with this exhale. Let your low back drop. And softening the belly more. If it feels good, shifting to breathing fully through the nose, in and out. And focus on the inhales a bit more, the expansion of the front ribs. The extension of the breathing diaphragm. The swelling of the heart. Try to let your shoulders fall back a little deeper, arms getting heavier. Let your whole body get twice as heavy, twice as soft. Allowing yourself to be reminded that all is well and everything's okay. All is well and everything's okay. Try to breathe that sentiment in the cells of your body and receive it in. All is well and everything's okay. Feel the earth supporting you. Let yourself surrender into Mother Earth. Let her kind hold upon you. She's so eager to hold you. Let Mother Earth remind you all is well and everything's okay. I'm right here for you, she says. Listen to my reassurance and hear the birds sing to you. Hear my kindness. When you hear the breeze, and feel it on your skin. That's me loving upon you. And you hear the trees rustle in the breeze. That's me singing to you. All is well and everything's okay. And you smell my dirt. That's another message from me. That all is well and everything's okay. I am here for you, she said, not dismayed. I am here for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Between toes and fingers. If you're in reclined cobbler's position, press your feet together to bring your knees back up. And then slowly extend the legs. And gently rock them out. And bend your knees. Roll to one side. And let's just push the blankets up to support your head. And you can fold them in any configuration to support your head well, laying on your side. Just your spine nice and long. And take some satisfying breaths. And we'll hug our top leg, knee into the chest. Maybe circle your ankle if you want to. And circle the other way. And then take that foot behind you for a quad stretch. And let the knee be hip level. Try not to raise it up higher or lower than the hip, but really good form there. Heel is in as close to your butt as feels good for you. You can always use a strap around your foot if needed, and push the knee back. So engage that glute to push the knee back. And then swelling breaths. Stay laying on your side if you can. Push back a little more, squeezing that glute. Take a good breath in. Great breath out. And slowly hug that knee to the chest again. You want to move your ankle you can. Both ways. Okay. Let's just roll over and do the other side. So you don't really need to see for that. So your spine is long, knees bent in front of the body, and take that top foot behind. Hug the knee into the chest first, and circle the ankle. Circle the other way. Then take that foot behind you for a quad stretch. Knee at hip level. And engage the glute to push the knee straight back. And slow breaths. Engage the glute to push back a little bit more. And another breath. Then slowly hug that knee into the chest again. And if you want to circle your ankle again, you can. Both ways. Okay, let's release that and push yourself up to tabletop on your hands and knees. And we'll do a reverse cat and cow. Hi, Sita. Inhale, head and hips down. And exhale, head and hips up. Inhale, head and hips down. Exhale, head and hips up. So doing a reverse cat and cow opens back spine more. We get the breath into the back ribs more. So since we've already done a back bend, this will be helpful here to counter that. Biggest range of motion you can allow. Involve the shoulders as much as you can. That's a shoulder movement. Shoulders press toward the hands when you drop your head, and shoulders push back towards your hips when you lift your head. And one more breath. In a neutral spine. Big breath in, big breath out. Okay, so we'll stay in tabletop. That's okay for you. Take the left leg and lift it up as high as you can to the side, and then swing, keep the knee bent and swing it back. And then lower it down. And then inhale to the side and up. Keep the knee bent, swing it back, and then lower it down. Big circles like that. Inhale, lifting to the side. Keep the knee bent, swing it back, and then down. Let's do one more circle. Engaging that glute. Okay. Rock back into your legs. Take some weight off your hands. If you want to circle your wrists out, you can. And then back to tabletop. Okay, that same circle on the right side. So swing the knee out wide to the side and up. Keep the knee bent. Swing it back. And then lower it down. Then inhale wide to the side and up. Keep the knee bent, swing it back. And then lower down. And then inhale, big wide circle. That up, wide up and back. And down. One more. And then take the weight off your hands, circle your wrists. Good. We'll come to a standing tabletop now. You can use your blocks on tall settings. Dig the pads of the toes into the ground. And I have the blocks just a little bit in front of the knees and a little bit wider than the knees. Push down with hands and feet to straighten the legs. And keep the hands right under the shoulders and feet straight down from the hips. Standing tabletop. Okay, so walk your legs out, bend one knee to straighten the other, lift one heel as the other grounds. Then keep your feet flat on the ground and walk your knees out. That's going to move your hips more. Now bend your right knee a lot and straighten your left leg. Lean your weight into your left foot. Shift the hip straight to the left. Pull your left hip back. Get your hands under your shoulders. You might be off center now with your upper body. So you should feel a decent stretch in the left glute, back of the leg, maybe into the side of it, and then maybe into the low back. If there's strain in the wrist, lean your weight back into the feet more. You can always come onto your fists here. You can always lower your blocks if you need more of a stretch or lean your shoulders or anything. Slow breath. Switch sides. Left knee bends, right leg straight. Lean your weight into your right foot. Shift the hip straight to the right. Pull the right foot back. Get your hands under your shoulders. You might be off center a little bit. Driving into the right leg. Glute, low back, back of the leg, and outside of the leg. Upper body is just supported kindly with your arms. Try to make a little space around your neck. Take a full breath. And back to center. Good breath in. Great breath out. Okay, so you can have your blocks as tall or as short as you want them to be, or even not at all there. Do a bear walk. So keep legs and arms straight, belly firm, bear walk forward with control and slowly, and then bear walk backward. So it's a lot of core engagement here. You take your time, so don't rush through it. Be present with your core. And you swing the legs forward. And the next time you come to the front of your mat, go stay there. Feet all the way to the front. Mat. Bend your knees a lot. Stepping back with our right foot, step it way back, long, long lunge, and then back knee floats to the earth. And always use a blanket under your knee if needed. You can always use your blocks here under your hands, or you don't have to. Just them or move. Swing, let your hips rock forward. Open front of right hip. Just line up front knee on top of ankle, taking the longest lunge that you can allow. And then gently lengthen the spine out the top of the neck, just slightly. This is a passive low lunge, so hips are heavy and soft. Shoulders are down gently and unclench the jaw. Try to soften that right hip a bit more. Rock the hips back and let's take a forward fold here. So if you need your blocks under your hands, use them. Lift the spine enough, you can straighten it out. So try not to slouch or curl forward, but nice extended spine and front leg as straight as it can be. And then inhale your spine a little longer. Your exhale, your front leg a little straighter. You can always move your heart towards your toes to deepen your fold. Open the back of your neck, so a slight tuck of the chin is helpful. You can always flex your front foot to deepen your pose as well. And fold as much as you like. Slowly creating longer lines with every breath. You can always create a little traction by shifting your hips straight back to the wall behind you. To create some traction in that front leg. Let's take another breath. And slowly bend your front knee. And we'll straighten the back leg. Step forward with your right foot. Left foot steps way back. Slide it back even more if you need to, and then back knee floats to the earth. Low pulsive lunge. Front knee lining up on top of the ankle. Hands under the shoulders, gently extend out through the top of your head. Return to the breath. Soften the left hip. Keep letting go through the front of that left hip. Steady breath. Take one more breath. And slowly rock the hips straight back into your forward fold here. So back knee straight down from the hip, no extra stress here. Lift your spine enough so you can straighten it out. Allowing the front leg to be as straight as possible. And forward through fold with your breath. Keeping the long lines in the spine and that front leg. And fold as much as you like. Reaching heart toward the toes to deepen your fold. And flex your front foot to deepen your pose. You can shift your hips straight back to create some traction in that front. Really deep breath. And slowly walk it forward. When you're ready, back leg straightens. Stepping forward. And always use your blocks under your hands if you like. Inhale, everyone look forward. So extend the spine forward, legs are nice and straight. Take a good breath. Bend the knees a lot, drop your butt, and slowly stand up. Take a good breath. And if you'll face me standing, then we'll have your feet parallel and hip distance apart. Right hand to the outside of your thigh. Left hand makes a blade. So just flat pancake hand. Inhale across your body, reaching, 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 and then up. And then turn to the back left corner of the room, reach back. And inhale, reach across your body. So this big diagonal circle here. Allow your ribs to turn and your head to turn the circle. As long as you're not dizzy. Turning your head or following your hand with your eyes makes you dizzy, then just keep your neck neutral. Just making the biggest circle you can allow. Just feeling the big opening it's creating in that shoulder girdle, and lats, pecs, front of the ribs. Let's do one more. And then palms together at the heart, centering yourself and grounding. Just let your body be heavy without slouching. Soft legs, soft butt, soft back. Take a big breath. Feel the room that you created around your rib cage. In that pose, take another breath with that flow. And see the other side, so left hand against your thigh, right arm crosses in front, reach, 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 and then up, and then turn to that back right corner of the room, reach, reach, reach. Let your big diagonal circle here. Let the ribs turn, let the head turn. You can follow the hand with the eyes if that feels good. Or you can let the head turn with the ribs if that feels good, or you can keep your neck moving. Inhale forward and up, exhale back and down. We'll do one more. Then palms together at the heart, center and ground. Feel the earth underneath you. Remember that kind message that Mother Earth gave you. Still reminding you that all is well and everything's okay. All need to be reminded. All that thing going on. That can pull us away from not knowing. Take a good breath. Releasing the hands. We'll step our feet comfortably wide. Spread the toes out slightly. So like at a 45-degree angle. And we'll plie, but our hands are on our knees. Adjusting feet if needed so that your joints are comfortable. Push the knees wide with your hands. So we get that inner thigh opening possibly. You might tuck your tailbone a little bit and firm your belly. And try to even the weight out between hands and feet. So like at first I have all my weight in my hands, but then I want to give a little pressure in the feet to kind of even things out a bit. And that makes your core work a bit more as well. Your butt's working for you. The outer thighs are working. The inner thighs focus. Take a good breath in. Great breath out. Standing up. Pushing the feet. If you want to shake your hands out, you can do that. Okay, we're gonna do that again. So bend the knees, grab the knees with the hands, and we're turning the heart to the right. We turn the shoulders to the right. Left hand pushes on the inside of that knee for that inner thigh opening as you turn your heart away from that left leg. Breathing deeply. A little bit of a twist. Inner thigh opening still. We've still got some strength element happening in the legs. And take another breath. Slowly unturn. Stand up. Take a little break. You need to shake out. You do that. Squat again. Hands to the inside of the knees. Turn the heart to the left. Shoulders turn to the left. Push that right hand against your knee as you turn your heart away. It's that deeper stretch on the right inner thigh. A little bit of a twist. Our right arm straight. Another breath. Slowly back to center, push into the feet and stand up. Take a big breath. If you need to shake out your hands, you do that. Okay, if you'd like your blocks in front of you, if you need them for a wide-legged forward fold, you can use them there. Toes face forward now, so feet are parallel with each other. Legs are straight and wide. We'll inhale, arms widen up. And lift up if you like. Exhale, swan dive forward. Lead with your heart and hands to floor or blocks right under the shoulders. Inhale, look forward. Nice long spine. Then bring your neck to neutral. Then hinge forward from the crease of the hip, folding. Keep your hands, the fingertips face forward still. You can walk your hands as far back as you like. If the elbows are bending, bend them backward. So they stay shoulder width apart, hands stay shoulder width apart. Legs straighten a little bit more. Maybe even lifting kneecaps. Lifting sits bones. Spine is long, fold forward. Make sure front spine stays long. So we're trying to move our breastbone away from our pubic bone, keeping that line long. Then let the fold come from the crease of the hip. Take a good breath in. Great breath out. Back of the neck is long, so a slight tuck of the chin. One more breath. Then hands under the shoulders again. Spine is facing forward and rest. Be restful for a moment. Take a big breath. So you can always take your blocks with you if you like. Let's start to turn to the right with body and legs. So everything turns to the right. Then let your back knee float to the earth. Low lunge again. You have the option to do low lunge just like we did before with knee on top of ankle and back knee as far back as it can go. You can always use your blocks under your hands. If you want to, you can start to inch forward, bending your front knee as much as you like. So we want to keep that front knee in alignment with the hip, in alignment with the ankle. Right leg. And your back knee as far back as it can get. So we start to create traction in the hip flexor on that left side. You can start to lift the spine as much as you like. Hands to floor or blocks. Lift the heart. You're only bending your knee as much as feels good without strain or pain. Slow breath. One more breath. Lean forward with the spine. Nice. You can, if you bend your front knee a lot, you can inch it back a little bit if you like. When you're ready, back leg straightens. Let's walk the hands to the left. Everything turns to the left. Everything turns the left thigh into a lunge. And then slowly drop your back knee to the floor. Low passive lunge to start. Letting the front of that right hip drop. You can always start to inch forward and bend your front knee as much as feels good for you, but keep the knee in alignment with the ankle and the hip joint. Back knee as far back as it can go on the floor. And then the spine floats out. So you might feel, if you do bend that knee deeply, you might feel a calf stretch. And the heel toward the earth as best you can. You might feel stretch in the quad a bit. And definitely in the hip flexor on the soften the head, jaw, the eyes, cheeks. Breathe. Another breath. Moving forward. If you bend that front knee a lot, you might inch it back to come more into a neutral lunge. And you'll straighten that back leg when you're ready. Walk the hands to the right into that wide-legged forward fold again. So toes face forward. Legs are straight. Inhale, extend the spine long. This time we're going to walk the hands to the left foot. Fold over your left leg. You can grab onto the leg with one or both hands. You can have your right hand grounded to floor or blocks. Inhale, spine lifts a little and lengthen the heart forward at that diagonal. And then fold over your left leg again, as best you can. Lift the sits bones. We'll do one more breath. And then look forward. Hands walk to center. Inhale, spine looks forward. Exhale, then fold over your right leg. Walk the hands toward the right leg. You can hold on to that leg with one or both hands. Left hand can be on the floor, blocks as well. Inhale, extend forward. Exhale, folding over that right leg. Lift the sits bones a bit more. Toes face forward. The feet stay parallel if possible. And another breath. Inhale, look forward. Hands back to center. Take a big breath. Then let's walk through your feet inward. Heel toe, heel toe. And then having your hands or blocks wherever you need them to be, lower the knees slowly to the earth and take a rock pose where you're sitting on your feet with legs together. So if the ankles are uncomfortable here, you can roll up a blanket and put that under your ankles. If your knees don't like this, you can wedge a blanket behind your knees in really tight and close. Or if that's not working, you can sit on the blocks between your feet. Make a little stool. You can even add blankets on top of it. And if rock pose is just not working for you today, just find a comfortable seated position. So hands to your thighs. balance the bowl of your pelvis. So tailbone pointing down to the earth. Spine floats up tall from there. Shoulders drop down, elbows close to the body, soften the armpits. Head is neutral. Closing the eyes if it feels good. Allow your base, your foundation, to get heavy and anchored into the earth. And from that anchored base, spine floats up softly. Everything outside of the spine falls. Shoulders fall, elbows fall, jaw relaxes. Slowing the breath. Allowing the breath to come lower into the lungs, lower into the ribs, expanding the ribs. Try to soften the eyes, forehead, and scalp. Let the ears drop. All is well and everything's okay. All is well and everything's okay. And taking another breath. And we'll all sit off to the side and swing your legs forward. Out in front. And if you want to lean back and rock your legs out all the way from your hips, we can okay. If your legs are out in front like this, have your knees bent and feet out in front of you. Swing both legs over to the left and drop your knees to the ground. So back knee touches front foot. So if you lift your hands off the floor, if there's any stress or strain felt, then you sit up on blankets to elevate your hips up. So let's lean into the right hand comfortably. Swing your left arm around at shoulder level. Just turn to the right kindly. Shoulders are down. Deep breaths. So pine twist. Maybe turning the navel to the right a bit. Big breath in. Big breath out. And slowly unturning. Facing the front again. Big breath. If it's okay for you, lean back into your hands. You can always put hands on blocks. Lift the heart to the sky. Pull your shoulders back. You can drop your chin closer to your chest. You can lift your chin higher to the sky or anywhere in between. Find a happy place for your neck. Breathe into your front heart. You can always try pushing your knees into the ground and lifting the hips here, but only if it feels good. Then dropping the hips and sitting up. Take a big breath. Hands on each side of your right knee. Your heart turns in the same direction as your knee and lengthen your spine out the top of the head, folding over your right knee, breastbone on top of the knee. You can support your forehead with something if that becomes accessible. Letting the head touch the floor or your hands or your forearms or a block. Decent stretch in the low back possibly, or right glute, right outer thigh. If things are comfortable, you can walk your arms forward, coming up onto the fingertips like little teepee hands with elbows lifted and shoulder blades wide, but only if your low back is okay with that. Extending the arms helps pull the ribs away from the pelvis, creating more length in the spine. And breathe. And one more breath. And walking the hands toward the body to sit up. And unturn, so facing forward again. Take a good breath in. Great breath out. So we're taking a side bend now. So left hand grabs your leg or the floor or block straight off to the side wherever it lands. Left hip needs to drop down. So sitting on blankets is helpful if this is stressful. If you're on this left side. Hip. Right arm lifts up to the sky. Keep that left hip down and lean to the left as much as you like. You can just stay straight up. That might be enough of a stretch. So bottom hand supporting the weight of your torso. We keep our heart facing forward and shoulders set. And soften your legs. We'll take one more breath. Top arm releases, the spine comes up. Big breath in, big breath out. Both hands to the right side on the floor. You can always put blocks under your hands if needed. Now arms are straight. Keep the hands on grounded and lengthen the spine out the top of the head. So straighter, longer spine. Then this is the active twist. So start to turn to the right actively with your heart. You can even walk your hands more to the right if needed. Shoulders down. Just keeping the neck pretty neutral though. Not craning your neck too much, making sure you're kind about that. So the twist usually is pretty deep down low. Come down the belly button, pelvic floor. You might even feel it in the hip flexor. Side. Keeping the spine extending. And take another breath. And soften. Keep your hands on the floor. Walk your hands to the left. Walk your hands to the left. Till your spine is facing straight forward from your pelvis. Lengthen the spine and fold here. So trying to be slightly inside the right knee now. First time we folded, we were right on top of the knee. This time it was on the inside of the knee. Spine lengthens. You can let the forehead be supported with floor, hands, blocks, or forearms. You can even extend the arms forward if you want to. Up on your fingertips, elbows lifted, shoulder blades wide. But if your low back needs that support of your arms underneath your shoulders, please honor yourself. Swelling breaths into the low ribs. Diaphragmatic breath. And let's walk the hands toward the body to sit up. Take a big breath. And swing your legs forward. Nice. Rock your legs out a few times. And then bend your knees. Swing both feet to the right, both knees to the ground. Back knee is touching front foot. So if you lifted your hands off the floor, if there's any strain or pain felt anywhere, sitting up on blankets would be helpful under that left hip especially. We'll lean into the left hand and swing the right arm around. Do a soft twist to the left. Shoulders down, just reaching straight to the left side of the room. And swelling breaths. Taking your time to fill up your rib cage, especially the lower ribs. And we'll slowly release, unturning back to neutral spine. Take a good breath. Then lean back into your hands. You can always put blocks under your hands right under the shoulders as you lean back. Lift the heart. Find your happy place with your neck. Chin can fall closer to the chest if needed. Chin can lift up or anything in between. And even try pressing knees to earth and lifting hips if you want to. More of a front body opener, but only if it feels good. Another big breath. And hips releasing down and spine lifting up. Big breath in. Big breath out. Both hands on each side of your left knee. Turn to face the left knee. Lengthen the spine with the inhale and bow forward here. Let your forehead be supported by something if possible. On the floor, your hands, your forearms locked. You can always choose to extend the arms forward here, up onto fingertips, elbows lifted, and shoulder blades wide. Either way, swelling breaths. Decent stretch in left glute, low back, maybe the outer thigh. And then walking hands toward the body to sit up. Neutral spine. Take a good breath. Right hand to your leg, the floor, or a block straight off to the side. Make sure right hip settles. So we try to unclench this right waistline. Sitting on blankets is helpful if this is a stressful place. Left arm lifts up. That can be your stretch there, or you can take the side bend, leaning to the right as much as you like. Those shoulders settle down. Keep that right hip dropping. Deep breaths into the left lung. We'll do one more breath. And left arm releases down and spine moves up. Good breath in. Right breath out. Both hands to the left side of your body. Hands flat to either the floor or blocks. Arms are straight. Let the spine get tall. Stand out through the top of the head. Take an active twist, turning to the left. With heart, belly. You can even walk your hands more to the left if your body allows that. Shoulders down. You can turn your head gently to the left, but only if it feels good. Swelling breaths into low ribs. Keep the rib cage lifting. Take another breath. Soften. Keep your hands on the floor. Walk your hands to the right. Keep turning to the right until your spine is straight in front of your pelvis. Let your spine lengthen and fold here. So we should be slightly to the inside of that left knee now. You can let your head settle to something. You can even walk your arms forward if you like. Making space in the ribs, making space in the waist. Deep diaphragmatic breath. One more breath here. And walking hand toward the body to sit up. Take a big breath. And legs go long in front. Maybe give them a good rock out. If you'd like a few shoulder rolls, you can take that. Maybe one at a time. So you can either take full corpse pose, that's just laying flat on your back with arms long, legs long, or you can put your legs up onto something, whether that be the wall or a chair. And let's make sure you're warm enough. If you want an eye cover, you can use that too. Strap works well. So if you're using, if you have really tight hamstrings, I would recommend putting your legs in a chair. You're laying down on your back. So knees would be bent at 90 degrees and hips bent at 90 degrees. Like that. Or if you're using the wall, you can sit sideways against the wall with shoulder and hip touching the wall. And then you lean back as you swing your legs up. And your elbows push into the ground and lift the hips to scoot your butt as close to the wall as you can get them. And then legs extend from there, resting against the wall. So wherever you've landed, make sure your spine is long and your back is wide, spine is even. Hands either resting on your body or arms long to the floor at whatever ankle feels good for you. And then lean back. Return to your breath. Returning to Mother Earth. All is well, and everything's okay. If you allow your breath to deepen, and wiggle your fingers and toes. Stretching or moving in any way that would feel good for you. If legs are up the wall, you might want to bend your knees. And we'll all roll to one side and stay on your side if you will. Support your head with something if you like. Blanket block with your arm. Stacking legs, stacking hips, stacking shoulders. On your side. For at least a handful of breaths, letting your body acclimate. All the fluids on one level again. Once you feel acclimated, you can push yourself up into comfortable seated position. You can always sit on your blankets, your blocks, you can sit against the wall. And sit on your feet, sit cross-legged. Once you're settled, you'll gather palms together at your heart. And acknowledging this sacred heart here within you. Breathing through this sacred heart. Letting love flow. This wise heart. This beautiful heart. This sacred heart. And I thank you all for gathering today and for sharing your love and your light. Namaste.